Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y video. Today's video is going to be all about the Friend Safari, which is a new feature, but more of an updated version of an old feature that is in the 6th generation games. It's a way to catch Pokemon that you could never seen before in the regular Kalos region, and it's entirely dependent upon the amount of friends and the friends that you have on your 3DS. So I figured this would be a good time to explain what this is and give us all a chance to exchange friend codes to get more Pokemon in our Friend Safari. But with that, let's just jump into exactly what the Friend Safari is right now. So what exactly is the Friend Safari, you might be asking? Well, the Friend Safari is the Pokemon X and Y version of the Safari Zone, and this place is located in Kailud City, which is a city that you only have access to after you've beaten the Elite Four. Now, this isn't a spoiler at all because it's just you can go to the Safari Zone in 6th Gen after you beat the Elite Four, so don't worry about this. It's not spoiling the story whatsoever, so don't freak out if you have not beaten the game yet and you're seeing this video. But the great thing about the Friend Safari, and the more interesting thing about it actually, is that the Pokemon you find in the Friend Safari is dependent on the people you are friends with. So basically, the more friends you have, the more Pokemon you find in the Friend Safari. Each friend you have on your 3DS adds up to 3 Pokemon to an area in the Friend Safari designated by type, meaning that, say, you have one friend that could give you 3 Ghost Pokemon, or another friend that could give you 3 Water-type Pokemon. It's entirely dependent on, I think, just what the friend you have is, honestly, and the more friends you have, the more Pokemon you can find in the Friend Safari, which is very important because in the Friend Safari you can catch Pokemon that are not normally native to the Kalos region, such as the Kanto starters. So for example, in the Friend Safari, you can catch Ivysaur, you can catch Wartortle, you can catch Charmeleon, things like that. So stuff that you would normally be able to find, or not be able to find in the playthrough, can be found in the Friend Safari, depending on the friends that you have on your 3DS. And this is really cool because it not only adds more variety to your teams, but also allows you to complete your Pokedex a lot easier if that's something you're after when playing through the Pokemon X and Y games. But from a more competitive standpoint, such as the one that I would take, you can actually catch Pokemon in the Friend Safari that have their hidden abilities, which is a really big deal because there is no Dream World in the 6th generation games or the Pokemon X and Y games. So the Friend Safari is the way to catch Pokemon that normally would just have, or that would have their hidden abilities, which is also very awesome for certain Pokemon, such as all the 6th gen Pokemon, whom we don't really know what their hidden abilities are completely yet. We know a few of them at the moment, but we can find, all these 6th gen Pokemon now with their hidden abilities, which is a really big deal because prior to, the Friend Safari, we didn't know what they were, such as, for example, Diggersby having the hidden ability Huge Power, which is something that I'm particularly excited about. And the most important thing, I guess, for breeding purposes and also for competitive purposes, I guess, is that each Pokemon in the Friend Safari has at least 2 stats with perfect IVs, which is absolutely amazing. And this is huge because IVs are something that are that are incredibly difficult to breed for, to acquire, to get really high IVs. This is a max of 31. These are even more hidden stats compared to the EVs, but luckily we can track EVs now a lot easier. IVs we can't, and it's what makes Pokemon very frustrating from a competitive standpoint, because if your opponent has perfect IVs and you don't, you automatically kind of suck compared to their Pokemon of the same type. So it's really awesome that you have 2 stats with perfect IVs on each Pokemon that you catch in the Friend Safari, which is going to be very useful because at the moment there is no Pokesav or Pokegen, so this will probably be the most efficient way to get the most powerful Pokemon in specific stats. And this also works really well, especially for like sweepers, because normally they only need 2 stats, which are their attacking stat and the speed stat. So if you get those 2 stats with perfect IVs, you're pretty much set. Oops, sorry, I hit my mic right there. But anyway, I figured this would be a good idea, or a good time for me to share my 3DS friend code with you, which is 292204149053. And this is basically going to give you my friend code, so I can potentially give you Pokemon into your Friend Safari. I don't know at the moment what my 3DS friend code gives you, or being friends with me does, but I hope it's something cool. But anyways, I also figured this would be a really good time to ask you guys for your friend codes, and you could exchange them in the comments to allow you to get more Pokemon in your Friend Safari so you can catch more stuff, and it'd be a really awesome, Rykard channel collaboration with everybody being friends with each other, finding new Pokemon in their Friend Safaris. So yeah, post them in the comments. Here's mine. Hope you add me. And that's pretty much it that I have for this video, everyone. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy the new feature of the Friend Safari once you have a ton of friends. Find some new Pokemon with hidden abilities and all that kind of good stuff with the IVs and everything. But that is it for this video, everybody. So as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.